Enjoy the beaches and the tranquility of the coast. Just hearing the word beach makes me think of such many good things. Vacation time, the ocean, the thundering of the breakers, seagulls, relaxing, sharks, currents. Wait, those two last words seem a little out of context, right? Well, that's because people seem to forget that beauty and danger are good old lovers. In today's video, we are going to tell you about some beaches you should stay away from. A visit to these places can harm you or even kill you, so let's get it on. Fish Hoek, South Africa. You have to agree that the most common and known threat in the sea are sharks. Among the most dangerous shark-infested beaches in the world, we should mention the Bay of the Cape Peninsula in Cape Town. The waters in this place are home for a species of carnivorous shark known as the great white shark. When the summer begins, these unfriendly creatures get even more irritated because of the heat. They become more aggressive and therefore more dangerous for the tourists. From the 60s, the government of South Africa has been installing a series of underwater nets in the region of Fish Hoek to protect both tourists and residents from the sharks. Nevertheless, the threat is still out there. In 2010, there were more than 21 attacks from sharks. So guys, if your next holiday destination is this wonderful place, keep a sharp eye and don't swim too far away from the coast. Queensland and the Tiwi Islands, Australia. Australian beaches are considered some of the most dangerous in the world. There are two reasons for this: sharks and box jellyfish. Many tourists don't know about the presence of jellyfish in this place, but these creatures have one of the most powerful poisons in the world. The stinging cells of these creatures can easily burn you, but in some cases they can kill a person in just a few minutes. They are especially dangerous because they're hard to notice among the waves, so swimmers should be very careful. If for some reason you want to meet these creatures, the best places are the waters in the Tiwi Islands and the coast of Queensland in the northeast of the country. But we don't want to scare you, so we have to say that jellyfish attacks usually don't have a fatal outcome. Kids should be especially careful, given that their systems aren't strong enough to fight against the burns. It's worth noting that in the summer the beaches aren't so dangerous, but in other seasons the risk is bigger because the jellyfish are more active, so it might be better if you stay on the shore. Phi Phi Don Beach, Thailand. The island of Thailand is a place that attracts tourists thanks to its beauty and the possibility to get distracted from any bad thoughts and simply relax. One of the most popular places to rest in this country is Phi Phi Don Beach. In this little island, you can relax under the sun and swim in the beautiful waters of this place, a memorable place. Nevertheless, you should be careful when swimming here. The waters in this island are infested with underwater snakes, which are ready to scare you to death and attack you if necessary. There have been several cases of snakes crawling to the beach and scaring the shit out of the tourists. Therefore, we recommend you to be careful because venomous snakes are no joke. Zipolite Beach. We couldn't even imagine that this small, quiet and beautiful Mexican beach with its turquoise water and white sand could hide such a serious threat. The local residents try to avoid this place, especially from April until June. In this period of time, an insidious underwater current gets stronger than ever, but hides under the surface and is impossible to see from the shore. Moreover, in the summer period, the flood and ebbs are quite serious. The water comes and goes with such strength that it can carry even an adult man into open sea. The rocks and cliffs in the water, which are quite beautiful, are an additional threat to swimmers. The government of Mexico launched a rescue program in the region, which has been very successful. In 2010, more than 180 people were saved after they got carried away by the current. These dumbass tourists ignore the warning signs and almost pay it with their lives. Cable Beach, Australia. This beach is very attractive both for tourists and huge reptiles. Crocodiles are officially under government protection and it's forbidden to hunt them down. Nevertheless, they have reproduced thoroughly and become very aggressive creatures. People who have been attacked by crocodiles are asking the government to remove the prohibition and allow people to hunt crocodiles. The government is still deciding, thinking if it would be good for the economy. Hopefully it's not going to happen. But anyway, most of the attacks have taken place in Queensland, especially on Cable Beach. In the last 25 years, there have been more than a dozen lethal crocodile attacks in this region. So for now, these cute creatures are protected by the government and safe, so people should be careful in these places. Repulse Bay, Hong Kong. In the local language of the region, this beach is known as the place where seagulls nest. Truth be told, there haven't been any seagulls here for several years because of the level of pollution in the beach is over 9,000. A global reconstruction of the beach started in the beginning of the 20th century and is still going on today, with pretty bad consequences for the ecology. Many waste products are thrown in the sea, and scientists have found that the water is filled with chemical waste products, even though in photographs it looks quite nice. Nevertheless, all kinds of algae and bacteria live in these waters, killing the rest of the animals in the region. Residents try to organize cleaning raids, but they haven't been successful, so you probably shouldn't pick this place for your next vacation. You don't want to catch something funny from this beach. Virginia Beach, EEUU. We could imagine anything about a beach, especially an American beach, but only not this. You would think that beach threats could come from water creatures or weather changes. But incredibly enough, the largest beach in the Atlantic holds the Guinness record for the biggest number of wild fox attacks in the world. Can you imagine that? Virginia Beach and the nearby city are considered one of the cleanest, most problem-free resorts in the US. But the nearby parks are the happy home of all kinds of wild beasts. The furry wild foxes are one of the most aggressive beasts in this place. They get bored in the parks, and sometimes they like to attack tourists and ruin their holidays.
Guys, check out our new channel